If I can win a stage here, I will be really happy.
Tim Merlier, there was never any doubt.
It's already difficult to win one race, so we will see.
Who is going to take this stage? Groenewegen is trying to get on the wheel. It's Merlier and Groenewegen, but it's 2 sprints out of 2 for Tim Merlier.
You look in the shape of your life so early in the season?
I don't think so. We will see later.
Tim Merlier doubled up in yesterday's 3rd stage, taking an impressive sprint victory ahead of Dylan Groenewegen. But today is all about the GC battle, as the peloton head to the sky views of Harrogate on the Queen stage of this AlUla Tour 2025. This morning, the riders gathered at the architectural marvel that is Moriah, the world's largest mirrored building, a glittering jewel here in the heart of the desert. Today, the race leader Tom Pidcock will be defending his 8-second overall lead.
It's definitely a tough climb, and definitely one where you can't go too early. You know, you need to, like you say, the flat part after, you definitely need something left for there. So it's going to be interesting, but I guess, you know, I know I'm in good shape. I've looked after myself, so all to play for. I guess, you know, main thing is defending this jersey, but you know, if we go on the offensive, try and win the stage, and yeah, that's probably the best way to try and defend.
But the chasing pack will be waiting to pounce. The highest placed man for home team Jayco AlUla is mountain bike star Alan Hatherley.
For sure, I'm going to leave it all out there, and fingers crossed it goes our way today and can move up on GC, and dream day would be stage win as well.
Okay, so we've had the Olympic mountain bike champion win stage 2. Is it going to be the world mountain bike champion who wins stage 4?
Let's hope so.
Stage 4 is a shade over 140 kilometres, and for the most part it's flat. The riders will go past Hegra twice as they head to this race's signature climb. With maximum gradients of 22%, it will seriously thin out the field. There are bonus seconds available at the summit before an 8.5 kilometre drag race along the plateau to the finish line. Fireworks are guaranteed. There were 2 non-starters this morning, including Niels Eekhoff, who had that nasty accident in yesterday's final, colliding with a lamppost. The Dutchman broke a tooth and fractured his jaw, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Well, the peloton keeping a close eye on the day's 8-man breakaway, with Pidcock up towards the front. This is only the 2nd time that he has worn a leader's jersey since back in his under-23 days. Jayco AlUla on the front of the pack. This was a big day for the home team, who have yet to win at this race. Well, most of the 8 guys at the front had already been in a breakaway this week. Alessandro Romele and Alexander Vinokourov from XDS Astana, Yuma Koishi from Team Ukio, Mohamed Abdul Halim from Terengganu Cycling, Andreas Miltiadis and Kongfob Timachai from Rujai Insurance, and Henri-François Renard-Hacquin and Jens Reinders of Wagner Bazin. Well, Reinders all but wrapping up the most active rider competition, the 26-year-old Belgian with a virtual lead of 13 points after taking 4 at the day's first 2 sprints.
1:15, the gap, 1:15.
Well, the peloton appeared to be relatively satisfied with this situation, keeping the gap steady at around a minute. The GC teams taking turns on the front of the peloton.
Whoops, little bit of a split happening in the front group.
Well, after a sudden injection of pace at the front, a couple of riders were caught out and dropped from the breakaway. Vinokourov and Miltiadis were unable to close the gap on their fellow escapees, and they eventually rolled back to the peloton. So 5 men now leading the way, and Reinders was frequently the one driving them along. The gap still hovering just under a minute. Well, heading into the last 30 kilometres, there was a minor issue for one of the race favourites.
Oops, and a problem here. And this is Hatherley, who has got an issue. Well, it's good to have it now rather than later.
Hatherley was soon back on his way again, getting a tow back to the peloton from the imposing frame of Max Walscheid. The sky views of Harrogate then looming into view And as the road began to rise, riders began to go backwards.
The breakaway's caught.
The 5 escapees were brought back with 10.8 kilometres remaining, and now it was over to the GC riders. And it wasn't long before the race leader himself moved to the front of the bunch.
Pidcock now takes control.
Pidcock setting a punishing tempo as they embarked on the steepest part of this brutal climb, and he soon shredded the front group. Riders strewn all over the road as the gradients really began to bite. Soon there were only 3 men hanging onto Pidcock's wheel. Rainer Keplinger second this morning, Alan Hatherley third this morning, and Eddie Dunbar also in the purple of Jayco AlUla. However, they had no response when Pidcock went supersonic 700 metres from the summit.
Now Dunbar is struggling. Pidcock turns the heat up a little bit more. Now he starts to accelerate a little bit harder, and Keplinger has no answer. Hatherley doesn't have one either. Pidcock has used this immense power to go clear on the climb.
The British rider surging away from his rivals and quickly opening up a 20-second gap. It would take some effort to bring him back. Keplinger, Hatherley and Dunbar were soon joined by a 4th chaser, Johannes Kulset of UnoX Mobility. Well, Pidcock getting to the summit with 25 seconds in hand and pocketing another 3 bonus seconds. He would now switch to time trial mode for the flat run into the line. Well, the 4 chasers weren't really working together, splitting into 2 groups. Dunbar and Keplinger leading Kulset and Hatherley. They did eventually get themselves organised, chasing as a foursome, and slowly but surely they began to eat into Pidcock's advantage. But could they catch him in time?
500 metres to go for Pidcock in the green jersey. He's at 50 kilometres an hour. He can see now the finish. Look at that shot. That is absolutely beautiful. Dunbar leading the chasers here in the AlUla Tour, but it looks like it might just be a little bit too late. Hatherley on the wheel, Kulset there, and Keplinger, the best riders behind. 300 metres to go for Tom Pidcock. Well, what an escapade it has been. Tom Pidcock, tremendous, wins stage 4 of the AlUla Tour and takes the green jersey into the final day. A big sprint now. Hatherley is going to take 2nd place. Hatherley takes 2nd to take the 2nd place bonus. Behind him is Keplinger, then Kulset, then Dunbar, and here come the chasers. The chasing group led in a celebration of Q36.5 on the line.
If Pidcock's first win on stage 2 was impressive, then this was a masterclass. The 25-year-old simply in a league of his own here in the Saudi desert as he left everybody else in his dust, showing some of the form that has previously brought him wins at Strade Bianche and Amstel Gold. Pidcock just has to finish the job tomorrow.
Yeah, really happy. Extended the lead and yeah, gives us a bit more of a buffer going in tomorrow.
That type of climb, that kind of effort is an effort that you like.
Yeah, I think I've been doing a lot of training that's really helped in those sort of efforts. I think this week I've set my new 5-10 minute best ever powers, so I'm definitely in good shape.
Pidcock taking the 7th win of his road cycling career by 12 seconds from Hatherley, Keplinger and Kulset. The next group was led in by Thomas Pesenti at 24 seconds. Pidcock now has a comfortable lead of 29 seconds before tomorrow's final sprint, although just 3 seconds separate Keplinger and Hatherley. UnoX duo de Varshenes and Kulset round out the top 5. The red jersey continues to go back and forth between Pidcock and Merlier. The British rider leads once again, but the Belgian will likely recover it in tomorrow's sprint. After his fine effort on the final climb, Kulset takes the white jersey from his teammate Odne Holter, UnoX showcasing their young talent here in Saudi. And barring any incidents tomorrow, Jens Reinders will be heading home with the orange jersey as the race's most active rider. 4 down, 1 to go. Join us again on Saturday for the final sprint shootout, and thanks for watching.